Hello friends, welcome back. Newcomers, thank you for joining. I am Agrippa. Let's play some more of our EU4 Florence campaign. So when we last left off, I had just finished a war with Milan and friends, and it went swimmingly. We took a ton of territory, and are probably going to have to deal with rebels because of that. So without further ado, let's just dive right in and see if we can handle some of these. A whole bunch of rivalry notices, not that important for us. Sure, we'll let Ferrera through. It's fine. Genoa and the Papal State are no longer valid rivals. Well, who is a valid rival? Maybe I'll want to do Naples? Maybe Hungary? We'll see. I don't want to worry about that. Well, I do want to worry about that, actually. Let's pause real fast and find out who we should rival. So Burgundy is rivals with France, England, and Austria. And we would like to keep both Austria and France on our good side. So you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and rival Burgundy. Don't want to do Austria, don't want to do France. Savoy is our ally, so that just leaves Burgundy, Hungary, and Naples. And I'll probably do... Who's allies? Yeah, Hungary is allied with Austria, who we want to keep our friend. So we're going to choose Burgundy first, and then Naples second as our new rivals. I wanted to get that out of the way now because we currently have 76 power production, and I don't lose that because if we go below 50, we don't get the bonus monarch power per month. While we're paused, I also just want to take a quick look at my rebels. So we have Papal Separatists who are going to rebel in 2.4 years on Ancona and Umbria and just those two. And Modenan Separatists who want to rebel in 3.3 years. Nation Separatists, Urbanese. So these Papal Separatists are, I think, the ones we want to slow down the most at the moment. So let's go ahead and send our army to just chill in Ancona, because I think that's where the highest revolt risk is. Yep. We also have just unhappy estates that are demanding more territory. Which really sucks, because I don't have all that many provinces. Let's go ahead and go to our estate map mode. See which provinces we can still give out. I should have these hotkeys somewhere. Okay, so we have a fair number that we can still hand out. And I'm going to go ahead and select this. Maybe I'll put it under accepted cultures. I'm sure I'm going to forget about that, but that seems like it makes sense to me. Okay, so who's unhappy? The clergy and the burghers are both unhappy. Let's see if we have a high tax province with little manpower. These are probably good ones, good candidates to give to the clergy. Let's do this one since the wheat isn't as valuable as the wine. So if we give this to the clergy, will they be happy? No, they want even more land. We'll probably have to give both of these. Yeah, they want 15% of my total development. Well, we're at least going to do that one. And then, what if we might do that one as well? Ooh, we could give them Modena, that also produces grain, which isn't super valuable. But that doesn't quite get them to 15% of my total development yet. This will get them to 15.1. That's fine. That's perfect. And then the burghers need just a little bit more territory. Do you think is it worth spending monarch power to develop a province so that they have enough? Because I don't want to grant them a whole nother province if I don't have to. So what is giving it to burghers do again? Removes local autonomy for production efficiency, naval trade power, or local trade power, naval force limit, local sailors modifier. It increases the local trade power by plus 50%. So maybe we want to give them Pisa. So we want to keep getting a fair amount of sailors from this area. It'll increase their influence by a lot, though. I don't want their influence to be at 75, because at 80, they start to get ideas of rebellion. let's just see if we can spend monarch power to increase their influence in one of these other areas. Let's go back to the states. So burghers have control of Urbino and Provence. Which one of these is it gonna be cheaper to develop? They're both hills. That's 22. So this is 13. Guess I want to develop Provence for 80 power. Hopefully this will make enough difference in their opinion of me. Not quite ahead of time in admin tech. Seem to be doing pretty well on military tech, although we'll probably might grab a military idea. Nah, I'll spend some military points to develop. Do I want to do Urbino or Provence? Provence already has a lot of manpower there. What do I want to do? You know what, I'm going to do it in Urbino instead. It's a little safer. I'm worried about France wanting to take Provence down the line. So just do 1. It's a little cheaper. Is that enough to make them happy? 2. How do I tell how happy they are? Let's try to see if it just should broke down by percentage. Okay, there they go. That was enough to make them happy. So I had to spend like 120 military power, but now they're happy and they're just barely at the right proportions here, which is good. I don't want, particularly the burghers are already quite influential. I don't want them to become too influential as a province. Yeah, we're doing good. 20 plus % trade efficiency, 20 plus % manpower recovery speed are both really, really nice. Glad we have those. Looks like we had a couple of ships queued up, so I'm going to send those back and link up with my other fleet. We're starting to have a reserve pool of sailors. We might want to think about building up to our full force limit. We can also recruit another regiment. So I'm going to get let's get some more artillery. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that because it costs more with provincial and rest. Oh well. Or it takes longer. Still, we're going to have to fight these rebels. I don't think it'll be too bad. We have an army of 20 strong now, so I'm not as worried about the rebels revolting as I was before. Before we were just too weak. If a revolt was too strong, we might not have been able to face it and succeed. That isn't so much my concern anymore. I also have a free diplomat that I'm going to use to improve relations with Lucca, who we just vassalized in our past war. Use 50 admin power or 10 prestige. I'm going to do 10 prestige. I also want to ally with Parma. I forgot that I wanted to do that after our last. Yeah, because we have military access with Savoy. You can probably afford it. Pull that guy off of improving relations with Austria. We're going to see if they want to accept an alliance offer. No, we're going to have to improve relations with them. Just a teeny bit. But then we'll be able to do it. I want them to stay independent. I want their help. We're also allied with Mantua, so we can build up a... I might want to ally with Ferrara too. Oh, but they hate me. I want to keep these small minor states independent for as long as I can. So let's just go send our army to deal with that. I think this army already has our best general. Yeah, I still think that guy's a little bit better. Hopefully, 19 will prevail against 10. Looks like their general is not as good as ours, although they're roughly equal. Siena no longer considers Ferrara a rival. Great. And then we'll send this back to delay the revolt to the Papal Separatists, while we replenish our army's manpower. Okay, let's check out our missions here. Improve relations with England. we're sort of using our diplomats. I want to use them right now, so I'm not going to do that. Can we ally with, yes. Okay, so we are above our relations limit. I kind of want to keep military access with Savoy so that it links up our two territories, because we don't have any transport ships at the moment. But that does cost 1 diplomatic monarch power per month. Oh, and Ferreira stole our cardinal. That kind of sucks. They insulted us. How dare they? Okay, what do we want to do here? You know, I'm going to go ahead and cancel the military access with Savoy. We might be able to get it again later, and I'm not too worried about it. I'm not expecting to get attacked by, like, France yet. And they'd always be willing to accept a request for military access again later. So we'll save the diplomatic monarch power in the meantime. Go ahead and get the next level of admin tech. Let's go ahead and do that. Allows another set of idea groups, and I'm starting to build up on military power, but I'd like to get the administrative idea group so we can start getting reduced core creation cost. Coring up to 300 points worth of development pays for itself when you have this idea, and that's really handy. Because we will probably be doing a lot more coring in our future. Come on. Oh, yikes. It's 20 versus 20. We're going to prevail. We started doing pretty well. Looks like we'll win it. And then our little vassals come in to help us out. Great. So we won't have to worry about rebels there for a while. That's good. Might want to move up to Verona so that our troops are reducing the revolt risk there. Granted generalship modifier expired. It's fine. So I'd like to prevent a revolt in Verona if we can. We are losing a whole bunch of money now, but I think that's due to our army replenishing manpower. Now Milan is no longer a valid rival for us. Who is a valid rival? Yeah, 8 of that is due to reinforcement costs. We still aren't making a whole lot of money, so I'm going to go ahead and take our fleet and mothball it. We're not using it for anything at the moment. If we go to war, we can always bring it back up to maintenance. Lost a statesman, probably want to replace him. So, we don't want to do Austria, we're allied with them. Maybe Castile? That might be a good idea. Does Aragon dislike them? They do. We are allied with Aragon at the moment, and kind of want their help in future wars. Who else is a choice? Switzerland, maybe? They just took Brescia, which we will want from them. Who are they allied with? Corsica, France, Baden, and Parma, of course. Of course they're allied with France. I wanted to be able to take over the rest of Milan's territory, but it looks like we won't be able to do that, at least for the time being. So, they're probably not the best person to rival. You could think about rivaling Savoy, who used to be our ally, but they are allied with Austria and Mantua, who are 2 of our allies. We probably don't want to do that either. Cottage industry, what do we want to do here? You know, I want to support the burghers. They gain loyalty and influence. They have a lot of influence right now. 75. But they're also very loyal. So, hopefully that's not a big deal. But I do want to take over some land in Switzerland and Savoy. I just don't think they're... I don't know, I don't think they're the proper rivals right now. They're allied with our allies, or they're allied but too dangerous of a foe for us to really confront head on. Austria is allied with Hungary, so you don't want to choose them. I don't want to do France. Castile is really looking like the best candidate here, and that might get us some bonus points with like France and Aragon. So shoot, let's just choose Naples. Oh, let's just choose Castile for now. Whatever, not ideal, but it's okay. Let's also send our other diplomat, now that we have him, to go improve relations with somebody. We don't want to reduce Austria's opinion of us, so we're just going to go ahead and sacrifice the diplomatic power. I don't like to lose it, but it's not a huge deal. 110 ducats or 50 admin power. 50 admin power. That is a steal. Can we get any more tech? We can grab level 7 of diplomatic tech. Let's go ahead and do that. It's pretty cheap. All of our modifiers, it's only 75% of the normal cost, so that's pretty good. Using up to 25% already. We're starting to build up on military power, but I already selected admin, didn't I? Or I want to. Yeah, we'll use any of our excess military power to develop our provinces. Since they actually aren't developed that much in manpower. We have a lot of base tax and base production, but our manpower is generally lacking. Yeah, see, 664, 662, 552, 1066 or 1012.6. We could use a little bit more of a manpower boost relative to our other development factors, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and select administrative ideas. And all I really want are the first two out of this category right now. And then we can worry about getting the rest in this idea group later on. Because I would like to have some reserve admin power. That way we can spend it on coring, we can spend it on stability, and other events and things. Okay. Do we have anything else going on? We can already get our first idea here. We don't have any mercenaries, so we're just gonna hold off on that. We can build more buildings, but we don't have much in gold income. We had advisors pass away on us. That's right, we still have Machiavelli. Well, he's fantastic. He's reduced cost, and it's really nice. It's gonna bump up our admin power quite a bit. How old is our current leader? 65. Pretty good, but you know what? Let's switch him out and let's get a bureaucrat candidate. We're starting to approach the limit of where we don't want to re-elect, and this Eustachio del Moro, he's the youngest leader we have had yet at 38. We want to keep him around. We'll probably level him up a fair bit if we can. Do I want to get any more advisors? I think I want to build up some cash right now. We're doing well in military tech. We're a little bit behind in diplo tech, but that doesn't bother me a whole bunch since we filled out an entire idea group with those points already. But we do want to get some more admin power. So that's what we're gonna do. Incorporate Lucca into our country. That's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. We incurred a bunch of aggressive expansion in our last series of conquests, so it seems to be decaying pretty quickly. I'm probably not gonna go to war anytime soon. So let's go ahead and select the mission. It requires their manpower levels to be at least 90, but that's fine. Probably won't go to war again before then, and it'll give us some nice reduced revolt risk and other things. It looks like these Venetian rebels won't do anything. Why is Aragonese conquest of Corsica? So is Austria at war with... No, Corsica and their ally Ferrara is at war with Austria and Aragon. Gotcha. Actually, kind of want Corsica to stay independent. I'm just gonna conquer them soon enough. That kind of sucks. It also sucks that Aragon is allied with Austria because I want to take them on later. They're our allies right now. I also don't want Austria to take Ferrara. Really hope they don't do that. because that would be a mess getting it from them later. And it's also, it's a river estuary, so it has extra trade power in the Venetian node, which I'll probably eventually want to draw some ducats from. We're also at war with Switzerland and the Papal State, which is just fine. Those are two potential rivals for me, or my enemies. I took all of the Papal State's provinces outside of Rome, and I think I want to keep them independent as long as possible. There are really two main reasons for that. First of which, if you take Rome or vassalize the Papal States as a Catholic country, you get some really nasty triggered modifiers. So if you take them outright, you get -1 diplomatic reputation and -10 yearly papal influence, which is just horrible. If you vassalize them, you get -2 diplomatic reputation permanently, which is not good. And so, yeah, I don't want to do that. I also kind of want to do the achievement for having a 60 development city. I forget the name of it. I think it's City of Cities or something like that, or City of the World's Desire. I forget what it's called. But I want to do that achievement. And so the longer they're independent, the greater the chance that they'll spend their own monarch power to develop Rome, which will one day become my capital when I form Italy. I can't form Italy without Rome, so I'll just put that off for a while. It'll probably be the last province I take to form Italy. I'll recall my diplomat from Aragon. Speaking of which, I want to check in on how we're doing on the provinces to form Italy. So we still need Genoa here, that's fine. We still need Milan. We still need Mantua, who's our ally. We still need Siena, and we still need Roma. So I think all of those are really within our grasp and not at risk of falling into anybody's hands that we wouldn't want. So I'm actually okay with that. I wish we could fabricate a claim on... we could have a casus belli with Milan. We are not that fortunate right now. So I would like to be able to vassalize them, actually. So that's something we'll want to think about doing in the near future. And in the meantime, they'll also develop these two provinces, which Milan and Cremona are both really good. They're both farmlands. The more developed they are, the more buildings we can do to boost their already really high stats. So I'm fine with Milan being independent for a while as well. The same sort of reasoning as the Papal States. Can we pick up another technology? Oh, that's admin. I don't want to do that just yet. I don't really need any of that. I'd like to pick up at least adaptability, -25 core creation cost first, and then we'll keep up with admin tech. Regent in Austria, that's fine. The Emperor is dead, long live the Emperor, that sort of thing. I would like to take on Genoa, but they have a really quite a large trade league, and if we attack them, we'd have to go to war with their entire trade league as well. Scelre, Lorraine, Ferrara, Siena, and the Papal State. So we'd have to go with Genoa with their 9,000, Ferrara with their 9,000, Siena with their 8,000, Papal State along with all the other friends they have in Germany, which actually isn't that bad. We do have 20,000 troops. You could call in friends like Aragon or Mantua and Parma, hopefully. That actually wouldn't be so bad to do. And they're no longer in the Holy Roman Empire, so we can just annex this territory outright. That's probably going to be our next war. It's probably going to be a priority for us. It would really boost our income, having another important center of trade, and potentially allows us to fabricate claims on more of Savoy's land, which, even though they're allied with a couple nasty folks, we want to do in the long run. And maybe we can even declare war on them while we're allied with Austria in a separate war. It's a real sneaky thing to do, but might just be necessary. Don't have quite enough favors with Austria yet. It's going to be another six years or so before we have enough to pull them into one of our wars. Let's check with Aragon. We have just enough with Aragon, so they do it. Parma is probably going to take a while since we just allied with them, but we are getting those favors pretty quickly. We should have a fairly large amount stored up with Mantua. We do. Probably don't need that many favors with Mantua. Let's go ahead and spend 10 of those just to increase their trust of us. Maybe we can diplomatically vassalize them later on down the road. They are really highly developed, and I want them to stay developed, but it might be nice to sort of vassalize them down the road. It looks like the State of the Union is strong. And I was kind of worried about a coalition forming against us after that last series of conquests, but our aggressive expansion is really burning off quite quickly, and I don't think that's going to be very much of a concern. I also think, and Naples is allied with Austria as well. Everyone's allied with Austria. Everyone we want to take out is allied with Austria. So we might have to finagle some tricks there. I think we want to keep our focus on Genoa for the next conquest target. I think we could handle their alliance without too much trouble. Particularly if we can get Austria to join in, that would be pretty much a non-issue at that point. Allied with Frere, the Papal State, Siena. Really wish we had a Cassius Belli on Milan. The truce expires in 5 years. They aren't allied with anyone. They do probably have a strong army. It would be so nice to be able to vassalize them, to declare war and vassalize them. What am I going to do here? Am I going to withdraw from public life? Yes, I am. So I could use the lowered corruption. It's a lot of power to give up, 120 in total, but we gain 5 Republican tradition. And since our current leader is so young, I think that will pay great dividends in the long run. If we keep re-electing this guy. Eustachio del Moro. I really want to keep him around as long as possible. Go ahead and look at... We don't quite have enough to take both of our ideas yet. We'll just go ahead and get this one. And when we get back up to 360 or so, is that how much it costs? 380. Take the other one and unlock our third national idea. We are still Florence, but they share the same ideas with Tuscany, and that's why they're called the Tuscan ideas. Oh right, and we still have a free diplomat. He's going to go and improve relations with the Papal State. Now that I don't plan on taking any of their land anytime soon, I want to make sure that our relations are up so I don't get a negative penalty to our yearly papal influence gain, because I want to use that to increase my tax income or stability, things like that. I don't think I can... If you're a monarchy, you can use it to increase your legitimacy gain, but as a republic, you don't have that option. Yes, a papal blessing a republic isn't as significant if you don't have a divine mandate as a king. That makes sense. Wish these Venetian separatists would go right already. We're getting close. Just be patient there. Right, I'm going to go ahead and disable my forts. Again, I have some pretty strong allies. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I have some pretty strong allies with Austria and Aragon, and nobody else really wants to attack me right now. So I'm fine with just chilling for a little bit and saving the maintenance cost on that. We finished improving relations with Lucca as much as we can. Probably want to integrate them fairly soon. as soon as we can, but it's going to be a long time before we can get their opinion of us up to 190, which is what's required for diplomatic integration. We are gaining influence at, we get +1, +2, +1, +2, +1. So we're gaining influence at a rate of +4 per year. That's still 10, 20, 30 years, essentially, before they like us. So, yeah, that's still a long way off. And I'm going to gain the admin power again. One admin power compared to 2 ducats per admin power. It's not really a question. We can go ahead and get the 25% reduced core creation cost. Also unlocks the -1 interest per annum. I don't think we've taken a loan yet in this campaign. I don't like to take loans. It's not something I'm going to do. Ooh, what's going on here? Savoyard conquest of Milan. No, I don't want them to do that. I want Milan to stay independent. Maybe they'll bite off more than they can chew, and we can do a coalition war against Savoy. Shucks, that stinks. I wanted Milan for myself. How dare you? We'll deal with that soon enough. So yeah, we do have 2 claims on Savoy already, but they are still allied with Austria and Mantua, who is our ally, which I don't want to drag in. So in order to wage that war, I'm going to have to call... I would have to make sure that I'm already allied and in a war with Mantua and Austria for them to not join Savoy in a call to arms, I believe. Let's see what their willingness to join is. Mantua, attitude towards enemies, -20, but that is less than the defensive war. The same goes for Austria. So Savoy just completely annexed them. Let's see what that did to their aggressive expansion. 48. Yeah, countries need 50 aggressive expansion to form a coalition. So they just barely slid by, and they just picked up more than 50 development. So they are really growing into a dangerous menace. I want to try to knock down a peg as soon as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here. I'm going to take a quick break. For those of you on Twitch, I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.